fortunate to have with us Professor Zach Kohane. So, Zach, I want to jump back to this same issue that's bothering me. We had so much expectations from AI, years of building international hype, and a lot of actual practice in many domains and also in healthcare. So we thought, this is the technology that will come to the rescue and will save us all from the COVID-19 event. But, almost nothing. How, as someone who's been doing this throughout your life and teaching so many students, what's your take on this? How come so little was achieved?
The result in terms of the application of AI to our threat was underwhelming. In fact, it was possibly not only silent, but in fact, it could be argued it was anti-constructive. And I say that because there is a view of AI and machine learning, which says you learn from the data and you come up with predictive models. And I've argued this in the JAMA piece, that there's actually a continuum between these fancy recurrent neural networks or convolutional neural networks and logistic regression. These are just part of the machine learning tools. And so, if you look at all the models that were created to predict how many cases, how many deaths there were going to be due to COVID, they were systematically wrong throughout. And worse, leading practitioners throughout the world were throwing mud at each other for the performance of their models. So it was very, very unimpressive performance. And there were several attempts to use aggregate data from electronic health records. For example, in the United States, the company Epic has a predict system to predict the severity of disease based on the admissions, and it didn't perform very well at all. And I think the answer is we in healthcare were shooting for the moon, but we actually had not gotten out of our own backyard. And what I mean by that is our data, the quality of our data, and the quality of timely data was very, very low. And most of the data that was being shared for the first 3 months was literally just case counts and death counts. To the extent that there was sharing of clinical course, it was from single institutions. If you don't control the quality of your data, if you don't understand how the sausage is made, as we say in the United States, you don't, anything beyond that is frankly somewhere between a waste of time and misleading. And so I think that's the real problem. We didn't have high quality data that we understood across healthcare systems. Individual hospitals could do that, but across hospitals it was not working, and therefore we actually did not have a real collective intelligence. And it's a sad thing. I think if we had artificial intelligence coupled to really high quality data, doctors could have been given that authoritativeness much faster than the old slow motion way we have of accumulating experience across hospitals through the conversation network, through the rumor network, through the slow publications. That would have been incredibly helpful and many lives would have been saved if we had that virtuous cycle of fast, high quality data with machine learning looking for good hints about what's working, what's not.
So with all of this, are there any real success stories around the globe regarding AI that you can share with us today?
For me, the most compelling example, and potentially one that will have huge public health impact, is the development of vaccines based on predicting which protein moiety is the best targeted, either on the human receptor side, for creating blocking antibodies, or on the viral side. And for that, they use large databases of protein interactions and of docking simulations to figure out what might be the best protein to block and a protein domain to block. And several of the vaccines that are now entering in July in phase 2 testing were developed on these machine learned predictions of which target to actually look at. And in the case of companies like Moderna, it's purely went from in silico to, okay, let's target by synthesizing the messenger RNA for that protein to create the particular vaccine. So we will see in December the results of phase 3 trials, or maybe even sooner, phase 3 trials from purely machine learned targets.